Let's take a look at how a maple shell is made. In the woodworking shop, the maple is cut to the proper depth and then sent to the shell building shop for further processing. This maple shell is put together from 3 plies of wood consisting of 3 layers each. The plies intersect at different angles to strengthen the 9-layered shell. The 3-layered ply on the inside is cut straight. The middle one is cut diagonally. The master joiner cuts the outside ply with wave-like contours. The contours thus dovetail with each other. This technique, developed by SONOR itself, allows the manufacture of extremely thin shells without using internal reinforcement hoops. Now the entire surface on the 3 wooden plies is glued with a cowrite resin prepared according to SONOR's own recipe. In a drying furnace that has the same interior diameter as the respective drum shell, this resin bonds the plies at a temperature of 90 to 120 degrees centigrade. Depending on the thickness of the shell, it is taken out of the drum furnace after 5 to 10 minutes. The edges of the glued shell are cut to exactly the right length. On the flat metal block of the mortising machine, the edges of the shell are beveled at an unvarying angle of 45 degrees. Now the outer layer and the shell edge are finish sanded. This is followed by a final inspection of each and every shell. The poplar shells are sheeted with colored foil. The wooden shells and the foils are glued over their entire surface and then bonded by contact pressure. Here too, SONOR is blazing new trails. Then the seam of the foil is glued under pressure. This prevents the formation of air bubbles. The foil thus adheres much more strongly than is the case with comparable models made by other manufacturers. Shells that receive a coat of colored lacquer are sealed on the inside with clear lacquer after being sanded down briefly. Shells with a colored lacquer finish are primed with polyester. The primer is then finely polished by hand. Here too, we see a great deal of manual craftsmanship. This is followed by a final inspection of each and every shell. In the spray painting booth of the lacquering shop, a computer-controlled robot first ionizes the shell with high alternating voltage so that no dust particles can stick to it. Then 2 coats of lacquer are sprayed on. A computer controls the operation. For this purpose, color-fast lacquers leaving little or no residue are used. Luxury wood veneers such as bubinga are sealed with a clear lacquer that brings out the grain of the wood. For drying the lacquer, SONOR has developed the rotational drying method, which can be absolutely relied upon to keep the lacquer from dripping. This assures an especially uniform coat. The slow rotation smooths the lacquer. After drying, the surface is polished once more to bring out its full luster. A computer-controlled drilling and mortising machine developed especially for SONOR drills the holes necessary for the shell suspension. It works within a tolerance of 1/10 millimeter. SONOR's engineers and technicians write the machine's program themselves and are thus able to adapt the machine to new drum developments with complete precision. At the final assembly of a natural wood body, you can easily recognize the black rubber buffers of SONOR's advanced projection system. It insulates all metal parts from the shell and keeps the head vibrations from being absorbed by the vibration of the tom-tom and floor tom mounts. The drumhead tension ring is deep drawn from a single piece of metal. This improves its strength and resonance. SONOR's own production techniques are also used in manufacturing